Welcome to Who Put This On, and I'm the host, Chris Lorenz. We're here to discuss Independence Day Resurgence for some reason. I'm sitting right, my right is
Harrison Hoffman.
sitting to his right.
President Max.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting next to the president.
Robert Kitts.
And my apologies to my person sitting to my left for not introducing you last week.
That's fair. James.
Now everyone knows. Everyone's happy.
We're all acquainted again on season 2 now.
So we should be clear about why we're here. This is our special 4th of July episode
So is it season 2
on Independence Day.
special episode 1?
It's still episode 2, but this is our 4th of July special. We're feeling really
4th of
patriotic,
July?
okay?
Yeah, happy Independence Day.
We should
America.
probably just
Way
watch
to go.
the first Independence Day.
Great job, America.
I watched the first one this past week to just get a little refresher before I came
I
into
did
this.
not.
Really? Man, I watched at least 3 times
I wanted to.
I
just
kinda
never
wished
happened.
I
Three
did.
times?
that I can remember.
First of all, Max, what did you think of Independence Day Resurgence?
You know,
He obviously doesn't love America. Look at him.
I'm really in the middle on this one.
Look at him trying
Okay,
to sneak his way out of this, folks.
Here's the deal. 4 of us have seen this movie. I am the one man out. I wanted to put my foot down on buying tickets to poorly reviewed movies. I don't want more fucking Transformers 6. I don't want
Starring Michael Bay.
I don't want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Man, why are you over there just being a slave to the critics? Like you're just, you know...
No, I am not a slave to the
I
critics.
think Max should take a penalty shot for not watching the movie.
Let's talk about Rotten Tomatoes.
Do I have any
user
supporters?
score on this was like 43 or some shit. It's real low.
all wrong. All wrong.
Tell me.
Best
Tell me,
movie
Chris.
ever.
Oh,
Tell me, Chris.
Ever?
A. It's a solid A.
That
Only
movie,
because the first one is an A+.
A for ass wipe.
that movie was trash.
wow. This is like the hot take segment. What happened, guys?
Look, this movie is hilarious. So good.
Okay,
Go see it.
tell me about it, the Chris Lorenz.
So
Hey,
are we
you
just
remember
gonna-
that first
we just-
movie? Like, it's basically the same plot as that first
Are
movie.
we gonna go
Whoa, whoa,
over
whoa, whoa,
spoilers?
whoa,
Are we gonna
whoa,
say
whoa, whoa,
spoilers?
whoa,
Or
whoa.
we should all give
No.
what we thought of the movie before we go into spoilers, and then we can just say.
Okay,
you know.
wait. Can I play like a guessing game where I guess what happened in the movie and you tell me if it's true or
I don't
not?
think we should say. I think we just go spoiler alert now.
But
Or
what
not
if people
say.
are listening to this to see if they should go see the movie
Then
before they see the
Obviously-
movie?
Obviously, you should go see the movie if you love America.
See, there we go.
Whoa.
I agree with you. This movie definition of July 4th.
That's 2 American stars.
All right, we have 2 votes. Yes, we have Max and I voting no. Harrison,
Wow.
you decide people's fate.
Oh my god, it's a lot of pressure.
All the pressure.
You know, you just have to ask yourself, do you love America?
I would say go see it, but go in with like very low expectations, which is kind
Whoa,
of
those-
the way that I went
whoa,
into
whoa.
it.
I would
Was-
recommend some drinks.
You got to go in with the right attitude.
Little puff,
You got to
maybe?
look at it positively.
I did
Yeah.
not have any drinks, and I regretted it, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm drinking right now.
Yep.
Wrong move. You got to be going in hot.
I could be wrong, but I'm sitting here in this room and I noticed somebody bought a poster for Independence Day Resurgence.
They were free.
bought it for $0.
Yeah.
Where are you
I
gonna hang
picked
that
it
up?
My office.
It's gonna be in
Oh,
your
yeah.
office at work.
Okay,
That's a hell of a
somebody
poster.
here clearly loved this movie.
Oh, it's so good. Whoa! Don't ruin my poster.
Oh my god.
It's still good. Don't worry.
He just
This is a
dropped
pretty
it.
rockin' poster, though.
I like the poster.
Okay,
The guy needs the dual katanas, though. So spoilers, there's a guy with dual katanas, and
He's
it's
an
awesome.
he's an
It's not
African.
katanas. Those are machetes.
Okay,
The dude in the movie
the-
called him a katana, so I'm just going to roll with it.
no,
African Warlord was great.
before we
Be-
get in,
best character in the movie, I would say.
All right. Spoilers from now on. Okay, guys.
So
Go
this
see it
poster,
and then
this
come
poster,
back.
though, is a pretty rockin' poster. It's all black with some red. Independence Day Resurgence with Join the Fight in IMAX 3D, which we did do.
Yeah,
We
just
joined
Google
fight.
the photo. Don't describe the photo.
I thought the fans might like to know what the hell we were talking about, because maybe they haven't gone to the movie and seen the poster.
the poster sort of resembles the famous picture of Iwo Jima with them
And-
raising the flag.
and
But there's-
combined with the first movie.
And there's a big ass spaceship above
There's
their
a
heads.
big ass spaceship, yeah. Except it's not destroying the Capitol building this time, so that's good.
Well, we'll see.
So
about
that's
that.
good.
All right, Max, go.
What was the rest of the world doing during the first movie?
Wait. I thought you were making predictions.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
oh,
making the
I'm
I'm sure we're
prediction.
gonna guess.
That was not a prediction. That was a question.
Okay.
Not the same thing.
Okay, is there an alien invasion?
Captain Obvious. Thank you.
Multiple.
Okay. Does Jeff Goldblum end up saving the day by implanting a virus on an even bigger spaceship?
No.
Close.
No.
Close.
Are we doing hot and cold on this? Like, that was pretty warm.
No. That's a solid no. He doesn't get any hot, cold stuff.
Well, he now knows he's a little bit warm.
yeah.
It's not a virus.
Do
Hold on.
they?
It-
Do they?
it's-
Whoa. You don't. Oh, yeah, it's not a virus, to be fair.
It's more of a 20 question situation, I think.
So, what are we at? 2?
We'll go till it's boring. Go.
Okay. Do they spend more than like 20 seconds on the existence of Will Smith?
No.
I would say it was a solid 45 seconds.
It
I'm
was
with Rob on
not.
this.
It was just like in passing, someone's like, yeah, it must be tough since your dad died in that test flight, right?
But-
and that was it.
Dude,
They
That's-
had. There's a giant portrait of Will Smith
Okay,
in the
no,
White House.
There's 2 photos of Will
There's
Smith in this
also
movie.
a family photo of Will Smith in someone's locker later.
That's fair.
And they did mention like his dad a couple times without actually mentioning his name.
So
So we've at least talked about like his being talked about in this movie for at least 45 seconds. Therefore,
more
it's-
time
yeah.
than they spent on in the movie.
They spend
Definitely not.
more time, but not a whole lot.
Okay.
So that pilot guy was that little kid from the first movie, right?
That little kid,
Is that
aka
the-
Will Smith's son.
That's his
Right.
It's not his, it's not his
it's
son,
not his
though.
son though, but he had his last name. That's why I was confused about it.
Wait, it's not his son?
No, remember
No.
like
Well, she's a stripper.
So,
in the first
I
movie.
did not rewatch
in
the
the
movie
in the
yet.
first movie, like the woman that Will Smith ends up marrying is a single mom stripper, and then like
Oh, that's right.
and then like he's dating and he's kind of helping the kid out.
What was that little maneuver you were doing there? Can we
Sort
go
of
back
a
to
wave
that
of
for
the
second?
arms.
I want to say, wouldn't you take his last name if you were like 5? You were like 8
Yo,
when your
that
mom
And that
kid-
dude just
married?
saved
that
the
kid-
whole world?
That kid is not changing his last name when he's like 8 years old just because his mom married that dude.
No, it's
When
because
his
his dad is
saved
such a
the world,
badass.
of course he is.
it's not his dad though.
Doesn't matter.
It is
Now.
now.
Where the hell's
That
his other
doesn't
dad?
make any sense.
That actually, I don't
Doesn't
know
make
what his
any
other
sense.
dad
No,
was doing at the
politically,
time. It's probably
you
not
know, future, totally, you got to do it. You're like, who is this like
Okay.
Smith? You're like Will Smith's son. Sorry, Smith is not the right one.
It was great that
Bad
Smith
example.
was
His name is not
the
Will
example
Smith.
there.
in the movie.
Okay, Harrison, what would it take for you to take your stepdad's name at age 8, assuming you had a stepdad?
So here's my question: would this be the kid's decision, or is it just like I actually don't know how this goes down. Like, did that kid choose to take his dad's like Will Smith's name?
Harrison, it's Independence Day. It's a free country.
No, like I'm
It's
just
a one world government country.
I'm just legitimately trying to figure out how it happened.
Oh, whoa. Slow down. Chris just said it's a one world government. Is this some new world order
It's
shit?
not
giving
one
it
world
away.
government. No.
Yeah,
There-
it
there's
is.
there's like a
Well,
one world like
kinda.
space
The
combat
world
alliance. Like
is now at peace with each other. There's no fighting in the last 20 years.
it's more of like an Ender's Game situation
Okay.
where there's like like a
So-
like,
so
like
the
an
government-
international coalition of space defense people.
Okay, so if it's an Ender's Game situation, the entire government system is co-opted by like a 15-year-old with a
Okay,
cool
maybe
username.
maybe not at that point.
It's not the
but-
same movie, Max.
No, that's absolutely Shadow of the Hegemon. Anyway, moving on.
You're just
Yeah,
You're going too
describing
deep,
movies
Max.
you've
You're going too
watched.
deep.
Way too deep.
Do we like Max ask questions? Because I want to talk about the
no,
world
let's
at
just talk
peace.
about the movie. Max, you
Do it.
So they make a big deal about how the world's now at peace. There's no more fighting. Smash cut to next scene where Jeff Goldblum is going where there's an African warlord where they have all these guns and people are super afraid to go there. It does not seem like a world at peace.
So maybe it's like just between borders, but within
No, because
one
they were
country's
fighting
borders.
the aliens. They weren't fighting other people.
They pointed those guns at Jeff Goldblum.
They sure
Yeah.
did.
They
And
definitely.
if you
Well,
didn't
because
have
they
that
wanted,
paper,
they
you
needed
would-
to keep them out of the alien spaceship for some reason.
I think there was a lack of continuity in that one instance and many others.
Also,
do we include Africa in part of this world? Maybe not.
Wow. That's the
Whoa,
most
boy.
sexist thing I've ever heard.
I'm not the one that said it.
You are the one that said it. Like
Yeah, but
3
not the one that
seconds
said it
ago.
was a one world government. The movie said that.
Max, what's your next question?
So, hang on a second. So, I kind of want to go to, like, when they showed up at that scene, there's like, yeah, we've been fighting these aliens for 10 years.
20 years.
No.
They
It's
fought-
been 20 years. So fast forward, it's been 20 years since 96, which is when the movie was made, / also the real timeline of the first movie.
Yep.
So 20 years ahead, we just have all this tech and shit, whatever. So they're saying we passed that. But these dudes in Africa are just fighting for 10 years with these
Yeah, I think it was 10 years, 96 plus 10 years.
I think 96 to 2006.
And then
Those were the 10 years.
Yeah, but the whole world wasn't fighting. Like,
Yeah.
they were just like,
They
we were
were-
cool.
they
That
were-
was another thing that yada yada'd pretty good.
Yeah.
They were
That-
fighting some kind of a ground war with the aliens in Africa for 10 years, right?
Yeah,
Like-
there was one alien ship that instead of doing the fly and shoot cities thing that all the other alien ships did, that just landed and was trying to drill in Africa.
Right, with the plasma
And so
drill.
That's
when
weird.
Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith blew up the mothership, this landed ship didn't get blown up, but then it couldn't fly away, and then all the aliens presumably, I guess, got out of it and started fighting the locals.
Right.
Okay.
So how does this fit with the rest of the alien lore here? Because
This is a harvester ship.
Later,
It is a harvester.
so later in the movie, Jeff Goldblum's like, they must be like ants, where the mother queen
They're a
controls
hive.
whatever, controls everybody. How does this other ship with other aliens not just die? Like, where's their queen?
Well, I don't
No,
know if
the
we're fast forward to
aliens
the end of the
didn't die.
movie, because we have to talk about the end of the movie to come back
That's
to that
fine.
point.
Just go for it.
No. But they mentioned it wasn't that far into the movie that they said they're like, oh, we're looking for the queen.
No, that was a theory by Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but then they got.
He's just like, oh, it seems like, this looks like, because he touched that screen and then it showed him like some crazy space technology imagery of the ship.
yeah,
May-
exactly.
maybe
It was
like-
like the next scene. They brought this up.
Maybe
Right.
like they'll keep doing their current task, but they won't get any new.
Yeah, but then why was
tasks.
the other ones not just doing their current task, which was destroying the
Well, I think all their shit broke, right? Like all their tech stopped working. So like they had to get out of their suits or whatever. And then they all got captured in the Area 51 prison.
Wait, did the aliens have suits?
Yeah.
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 I
It's like
don't
an
remember.
exoskeleton suit, armor suit kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember from the first
With
one?
giant
with
ass
the-
tentacles.
When they do like the surgery on the alien in the first one, and like the first thing is like they're peeling back like the armor kind of stuff.
So when Will Smith punches
yeah.
the alien, he's actually punching it through a suit of armor and still managed to knock it out.
And that one dude tried to do that in this movie too. And like this literally the same move as Will Smith and totally.
See, I respected
work.
the fact
Yeah.
that they made a callback to it. We're like, you are no Will Smith. It didn't work for you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I would like to ask my third of 20 questions.
Do it.
Do they try and make like a cool catchphrase in this movie and it just doesn't work?
Oh, there was one insane one towards the end. I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
They
The president's
definitely
one?
attempted. I remember one scene, but I don't remember what it was.
The one I remember is the last scene with the former president.
Okay, what was that one?
So, I think we got to explain
Oh,
what leads
okay,
up to
okay.
it.
I
think
did- I did
we
before-
will get
oh.
back to that.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah.
it was because with that, not the black kid, the other kid from the first movie, the other fighter pilot in this movie.
The daughter of the former president.
Liam Hemsworth.
Not the daughter, the son.
The son? Whose son?
The
No way,
I-
dude. No way.
No, the other
Chris
fighter
was
pilot-
really looking for like a life vest there, and Harrison just said, "No way, I'm going, man."
the white fighter pilot.
The guy from the Hunger Games.
Yeah, the guy from the
Which,
Hunger Games.
interestingly, like it should say something about the popularity of the Hunger Games that Liam Hemsworth had the top billing in
That
the credits
was
above
so messed
Jeff
up.
Goldblum. That's so fucked up.
Why did
super
Jeff
fucked
Goldblum
up.
not have top billing in this movie?
Because Jeff Goldblum doesn't have as much juice as Liam Hemsworth does right now, which is insane, right?
Was it based
No.
on when they first appeared in the movie?
Definitely not.
Definitely, I don't think so. No.
to be honest.
I
Jeff
don't
Goldblum
think
would have been way down the
But I
list.
mean, like, there's
if that
definitely
was the
some
case.
others, people that were killed immediately that would have been up on that list.
Yeah.
So you can't use that.
I was
doesn't
just
work.
asking your question.
Oh, so wait, do you think it's more like a tiebreaker?
No, I don't care who's billed first.
I didn't even know until we talked about it. I don't know what we're talking about it. Are we moving on yet?
All right.
So the next step in the movie-
No, I'm rolling this back. I thought he had a line that was supposed to be like the next catchphrase.
All right, what was it?
I don't. That's why I said I don't remember.
Why did you rewind us to the same point in time, Chris?
That's how bad this catchphrase was.
So
One person
the
remembers
next
it
thing in the
existed.
movie is they find Jeff Gold, the the alien ship that landed in Africa has like turned itself back on, and they're trying to figure out why. And Jeff Goldblum pushed like one button.
He pushed
and
the
then
big red button.
It shows that ship sent a distress signal 20 years ago, and the distress signal is just a video of the president's speech from the first Independence Day.
so
man,
good.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
They
So
they
good.
use so many clips from that speech throughout the entire movie.
Dude, the opening
like,
clips were
they
amazing.
were-
The opening credits were amazing when it was just playing snippets of it.
yeah,
and like
they were
really,
really leaning on that a lot. Like it
Oh, it
was,
was so good. They could do that for the next like
they
10
were
movies. Though.
like, if they couldn't have gotten Bill Pullman for this movie, I don't think that this movie would have worked at all. Like I think it's a total dud if they
The
didn't get
movie
Bill Pullman.
didn't work at all.
I understand that, but I really don't think it would have worked if there's no Bill Pullman.
Like you could say the same. Okay, let's.
And it's also an
is this
old version
movie
of that
better if they have Will Smith in it?
I was actually thinking this during. I'm like, I don't know.
what would he be like?
Yeah, I just
he
don't know what his role
obviously-
is. They did a great job writing this to like take into account he's not there. I'm just
Are you
saying,
sure?
in the movie Independence Day where there's no Will Smith, how the hell do you write that movie? And
You
like I
don't.
think they did a very good job at that.
they
at
not
doing that
really.
task.
They just brushed him aside. It's like I don't know. He died in some test flight, and that was all they said about how he died.
No, it does. And they don't need to explain his death. It was just the movie stood on its own.
was all
without him
about
in it.
his
But
son.
it's just like, hey, like this was the main character from the last movie, and you're making a direct sequel. Like you got to do a little bit more than that. I think.
Nah, you just got. You don't even. They shouldn't have done anything. They should have just.
Just
Bringing
moved
him
on.
up is just bad.
No, it was great. If they hadn't brought him up
The
at all, that
fucking
would have been
the fucking
terrible.
photo of him, the frame photo of him is the best thing.
I know that was,
It was
so
great.
great. Just see that giant frame photo in the White House,
No.
How giant are we talking here?
like taller than the real Will Smith.
Oh wow. Okay.
Huge.
I don't. I just think
just-
it was a
yeah.
boat. It was a painting on the wall. It wasn't
See,
like that big.
I think
there's
if they
no
have-
role for him though.
No, that's the thing. They had two characters that were not very interesting. That were basically just there to fly planes,
Fly the spaceships and
at
planes and
the
shit, yeah.
aliens. So you just get rid of one of those characters and you put Will Smith in there.
Maybe
make it
get
more
rid of.
But
the-
like, all right, here's where I see that movie going. Like, so you make Will Smith one of like the premier fighter pilot people in the Earth Defense Force, whatever it's called in this thing, and at the point in the movie where they get like trapped inside of the alien ship because all that shit goes wrong, like
It's a huge
Like,
tangent.
I thought that this movie was going to turn to Predator, basically, then. And that's what it could have been if Will Smith's on the ground
that's
there.
true.
Like, it could have been something crazy if Will Smith's on the ground, like, deal with aliens hand-to-hand combat. Like, I kind of like where that's going a little bit.
That sounds a lot like that shitty movie that he made with Jaden. Is it? I don't know.
After
Oh,
Earth.
Titan
After
AE.
Earth. It sounds a lot like that because there's a. Oh yeah, so Max, there's a new mothership which is fucking huge. It's over 3,000 miles in diameter, which is bigger than the country.
And it lands on the Atlantic Ocean, and it covers the entire Atlantic Ocean.
Coverage
I d-
goes from like Paris to like Washington D.C.
Okay. I think that's longer than 3,000 miles, but sure.
Right. I also thought that
Because
I'm like, oh, it's the size of the U.S. roughly.
Seattle
But-
to New York, as the crow flies, is 2,600 miles.
yeah,
that's
but
interesting,
the
that's
Atlantic
further.
Ocean. I don't know how big that is. I'm not gonna. Let's go.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway,
Wait,
so there's this
they
new
have like a scene.
big-ass
Does,
ship.
does it just crush like Europe?
So it
Or not
lands
Europe,
kind
does
of
it just
on the
crush Britain?
Yeah. So this is the harvester
It
ship.
literally, like when it rolls in. So basically, like some shit happens and it teleports in, or something crazy happens, and then it's just barreling in towards Earth. So right, so it's this huge fucking ship. The problem is the ship has its own gravity. So basically, what happens is as it's rolling in, it starts picking up airplanes
man.
and buildings and cars and people and just fucking everything.
I don't
It's
know what
so
city
big.
it was. It was like China or
It
like
does
It was
look like
London. It was London.
No. The
one that
Asian
got
city
picked up.
That
that
everything
not
started
London?
going inverted. That was not.
Oh
London.
no, yeah, no, you're right. Because then all the shit landed on
Based on the
London.
casting, I'm going to say that was not supposed
Sure.
to be London.
So like, yeah.
So like, I'm sure this thing is big and all, but I don't think that's how gravity works. I'm sure Earth has more mass than
They kind
the
of ignore
ship.
No,
gravity.
the ship was kind of like equal size with the Earth.
Like, it-
When they showed it from space, it was so big. Like it doesn't add up with the math. I totally agree with you. But when they showed that shot of it, it was like the same size. Totally, man.
I don't know.
Okay,
what to
I
say.
don't
I
know
won't
about
question
that.
it. I won't
But, like,
question it.
I thought that scene was no good because it didn't make any sense.
It looked amazing.
It it was incoherent. It was like, wait, it was so hard to tell what was even going on.
And then there was this other ship that was there at the same time that was fine. And you're like, what the
and
fuck?
like, everything is getting crushed and destroyed, except for some reason the spaceship Jeff Goldblum's in that's just along for the ride and totally fine.
Are we going through this like chronologically? Like they're in Africa,
really jumping around a lot.
No.
Definitely not.
There's one or two things we left out.
We're mostly still in
we
the first
skipped
half
a
of the
little
movie.
bit.
We're mostly
Introducing
still
skipped
the
all the
aliens.
stuff on the moon.
Okay. Here we go. Let's back it up for a second. We have a base on the moon now, right?
Great.
So we have a base on the moon and we have a base on Saturn, right? And at some point, the base on Saturn gets destroyed
and we see it via Hubble.
And we know that because. We see via Hubble. There's no more
how the hell can we
communications.
go to how is Hubble still operational that long? Is that can't be the
It's
lifespan?
still-
of that.
it's
Yo,
still
it's
operational
2016. And the
Dude,
movie is
it-
still 2016.
in
Like,
real
Hubble's-
life,
it's
that's
actually
how it-
working.
That movie takes place.
It just seems
Oh
like
god damn
It
it!
seems like the future because they have
Right, because
incorporated
it's
the
like all
alien
this kind of
technology.
nuts shit. It feels like it's like 100 years in the future.
It's
James,
supposed to look
shit.
like that, yeah.
James, that's
Alright.
literally the most realistic thing in this movie.
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
Yep.
I realize that now.
So much like a variety of other stories that have a similar concept, we have used the aliens' technology that they left behind to boost our own technologies. We
Great.
built moon bases and all this shit, and we just have basically little shuttle buses that can just run between Earth and Moon. Right?
So granted, one thing here, we've built all these
Any
weapons
ship,
and
really.
transportation shit. We have not built, however, any shield technology for some reason.
No, we
Yep.
have a shield.
No shields. None of these fucking things have shields.
Not
if they
those
had
amazing shields.
the movie would have been way different.
No, but they had a shield. The ending had a shield.
That's the thing. There's
yeah,
one
or-
shield,
there's
and
only
they don't
one
explain
motherfucking
why
shi-
there's not shields anywhere else.
Thank you, Rob. Rob gets it.
No, I understand that they didn't explain it. They just didn't.
So,
but they
all
had
right. So
the
important
shield
note,
thing-
we're gonna come back to this because it's pivotal for the end of the movie.
Sure.
We've only built one fucking shield for some reason.
It was experimental. I don't know.
No. So we've learned all the alien technology and shit.
Yeah,
right? So
but
we have
we don't
their
know if we
technology.
replicated their power base because all their
Sure.
power shit
Maybe
turned
we just
off.
stole it. That's a good point. I don't know.
Because
anyways, there's one
if we
shield.
could've turned the
all our
ship
shit doesn't
on-
have shield, but we have the same weaponry.
Okay, so back to story. Saturn base gets blown.
Right. So
the
now we're
fuck
at the
up.
moon.
Okay, so we're on the moon.
Saturn base-
On the
yeah.
moon.
Okay, now we're on the moon. A bunch of crazy shit starts happening, and it looks like some kind of black hole opens up and
It's
starts
a wormhole.
sucking wormhole or a
Wormhole.
black hole.
Wormhole.
Wormhole pops up.
I'm going with wormhole.
Sliders.
They mentioned it later in the movie. He's because the doctor from the first movie, who was in a coma for 20
Oh yeah,
years, keep in mind, who has now reawakened
insane.
with the long hair, the
the
the crazy
white
guy,
hair guy.
the guy with the neck thing.
See, you
It's
place
been
Will
too
Smith.
long.
Will Smith's that character.
Oh shit! No way.
You don't
dude.
bring him back. You bring back Will Smith instead.
So,
Okay.
question: since this guy came up, for people who saw the movie recently, didn't that guy get shot in the first movie?
No, he got killed by the alien because when they were operating out, the alien came back to life and then
choked
neck
him?
wrapped
Didn't
him.
kill him though. They never it was assumed he
It
was dead.
seemed like he was dead.
it was assumed.
I thought
for
they
sure.
were.
I'm seeing
holding
some
him.
agreeing nods in the background here.
I thought the alien was holding him with the tentacle, and then when it starts going after the president, they shoot the glass to kill the alien, and they also shoot him just because he's in the line of fire.
No, I think that
I
they
don't think
shoot the big alien.
You kidding me, Max?
yeah,
Just opening that whatever the hell you're opening.
I'm opening a quest bar because we're going on a quest right now.
Jesus. I'm okay. Moving on.
Okay. So anyway, back to the moon. Back to the moon.
We're on the
Back
moon
to
again.
the
Now
moon.
we're on the
Are
moon.
we on the moon?
So,
On the moon.
They have these
so we got
tug
Dr.
ships.
Moon.
There's slightly less gravity than there is on Earth. We're on the moon.
Right.
And this wormhole opens up, right? And it just starts sucking in like all the shit on the moon. Like all the dust from like the moon is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like getting sucked up into this wormhole, right?
It's not quite as like intense as the on the Earth shit.
Okay.
was.
It's not. It's not sucking up the base that they built the moon, but it's sucking up all the moon dust and moon dirt
Yeah.
and shit.
Something's going on. This is the first indicator something's happening.
Something crazy is happening, right? So out of this wormhole pops this giant like spherical ship, basically some kind of alien ship. Jeff Goldblum's like, that's not the same aliens as the one that attacked us last time. You shouldn't shoot it.
Well, wait. There's also a meeting of like the president and like a bunch of people or something, right?
Yeah.
All
So
the
like, hey, what
there
should
is-
we do?
Yeah, there's this meeting. Yeah,
Is this
so
the former president or the current
There's
president?
a new president.
a new? Yeah, so there's a
New
new
female
president.
president. Madam President.
Who dat?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Hillary Clinton.
Doesn't matter at all.
Probably. Who knows?
So there's this meeting with all the world leaders plus Jeff Goldblum, who is like the director of the Alien Defense Program.
Do we really
thing
need
on
to
Earth.
explain this movie in such detail?
No, we do right now.
Oh,
We
it's
really
so
do.
good.
We
This
really
is so
do.
excruciating.
We really do.
He's the director of XCOM. Got it.
Exactly.
Max is
Director of
into it.
XCOM. So
I was just in this movie for 2 hours. I don't need
Dude.
another
Oh,
40
you need
minutes
it.
of re-explaining the movie again.
So Jeff Goldblum says, "Don't blow that ship up," right? But the world leaders vote, and they're like, "Blow that motherfucker up." So
Right.
they blow the. So they fuck the ship
Yeah,
up,
they shoot the primary weapon.
and it lands in like a crater on the moon, right? Like the wreckage of it lands in a crater on the moon.
And this
Sure.
is the first of many times that people cheer a lot for no real good reason in this movie.
Yeah, just seemingly because our weapons work.
Well, I mean,
that's
well,
like-
no. To
You
be fair,
gotta cheer when your
what they
humanity
thought
does
they
that.
blew up a whole nother ship. Then they scanned for life, and there's no life, no signs of life.
Is this one of those movies where like they just randomly cut away to like a bunch of people in Times Square looking
Oh, yeah.
at a big old thing and cheering?
There's a big, huge party in like Washington D.C. or something.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it's July 3rd. So they're getting ready for the
Getting ready.
4th of July anniversary remembrance celebration.
You know, that's actually something that they were totally missing that in this movie. You know how in the first movie they had those big title bars that would come and be like July 2nd, goosh.
I know.
That was totally missing.
I wanted it in this movie.
Really, what I thought was gonna happen at some point, like these dudes in this boat are like, "There's an hour left until the world's gonna be destroyed." I thought it was gonna be a 24 style like countdown clock in real time from the hour for the last hour of the movie.
That would have been so
It'd
good.
have been really
They
good,
didn't do that.
and it didn't happen anyway.
I think they really, to sort of finish that point, I think they really underplayed the fact it was the 4th of July again. I feel like that was almost
Yeah.
like an afterthought.
What are the chances?
Yeah, this movie could have been released on any other time, and it would have, could have been called whatever.
So part of
Memorial
the BS
Day.
drama of the movie is the president is mad.
No,
James.
this doesn't work.
James.
That's how the sequel. Shit. Okay. move on.
Labor Day.
Oh yeah.
Doing
This
work.
summer.
2017.
sequel
This
to
summer.
Independence Day,
Get
a
ready.
different holiday
Memorial
altogether.
Day. No, it's got to be Memorial Day. It's the
Memorial
sequel
Day
to
is
Independence
obviously
Day.
the sequel.
Yeah, because you
Martin
get to
Luther
celebrate Will
King
Smith.
Day.
There's so many. President's
Flag
Day.
Day.
Oh, President's Day would be great.
No, Flag Day. That's the best one.
Oh, Flag Day's pretty
You
good.
can celebrate all the flags made in the movie.
Sure.
Okay. Are we gonna? Okay. Somehow, the new white guy of the black guy friend.
What?
There's a white guy in the movie that's friends with the black guy,
We haven't introduced these characters yet.
and he plays the same person as the white guy that's friends with the black guy in the first movie.
What the hell are you talking about?
Will Smith's friend in the first movie.
I think we got to cut his mic.
Turn him off. Mute him.
Max, you remember Will Smith's friend in the first movie?
No.
Yeah, the pilot that got killed in that
Yeah.
in that chase.
Yeah. I'm just comparing that person to the new white guy.
Do you
in
think that this
movie.
guy's his son, the other white guy?
No, he's the crazy guy's
Maybe.
son. From what I could tell.
Oh no! You're saying that he's the crop duster's son?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think
No,
so,
I'm
but not
absolutely not
sure.
at all.
I'm with
I have
Chris
no
on this one,
idea who
actually,
that is.
surprisingly. I don't know how the hell he did it, but somehow I'm on his side
All right,
on this one.
Did you get this?
I did
Rob?
not get this. I'm going to IMDb to check out the
I'm
last
telling you
names.
that's who he was.
Couldn't it be the president's son? Because he's like got a romance with the president's daughter.
It's not
That
the
would just
president. It's
not be
not the
okay.
president's son. It's definitely not the president's
Right.
son.
It's
Is this some Game of Thrones going on?
it's the crop duster's son.
Oh man, that doesn't sound okay when you say it like that.
Okay, so anyway, there's this new
was like a real serious
character who
insult to that
happens
guy.
to be white.
Yep. Okay.
He picks up Jeff Goldblum
Hold on.
from from Earth and takes him to the wreckage of the craft on the moon.
Okay.
Boom.
Right.
And he finds this orb thingy that they were hinting at for like an hour that no one cared about.
That's true. Fast forward. Yeah, keep going. That's
The
fine.
Allspark.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Something like
basically.
that.
Yeah.
So there's some shit we don't know what the fuck it is. It's a big sphere or whatever.
And
Boom,
then
got it.
as the old aliens come back with this giant ship,
Like,
they have to
big
escape.
ass fucking shit
and
this
that's
time.
how they end up below the ship while London is getting destroyed. Really
They
annoying.
get sucked up with the wreckage of the thing they're trying to get and brought back to Earth in the gravity of that ship.
Back to Earth.
Welcome back to Earth.
I was really surprised they didn't say Earth.
I was
Yeah, oh,
surprised they didn't drop a welcome to Earth. But I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't, because no one heard him say that except for that alien, and he's unconscious. So.
I guess that is a hell of a point. I don't know how he did it again.
The aliens did get video of the speech, so who knows?
That's true.
Yeah.
It
was broadcast. No, the video
dying.
was broadcast around the world.
Right, but maybe they had like an alien GoPro on
Was it?
their soldiers.
I don't think that video was. Where was the cameraman? How were they broadcasting it?
It was broadcast via
no,
audio.
you're right. It was not.
It was
No, it was.
audio.
He-
wise,
he-
it was.
Audio.
He was just standing on the back of a truck talking into a megaphone.
Yeah, that was a megaphone. I don't think
Man.
that was broadcast.
So Max, important piece of this movie. There was a second speech.
There were like 4 speeches in this movie.
Yeah, but the new speech, real good. Who was talking to basically nobody important.
That was not a. I like the other speech better.
Oh, obviously you like the first speech better. Are you kidding me right now?
No, I thought it was bad, cliched.
I thought it was hilarious when it started to happen.
Oh,
so
yeah.
at some point in the movie, when inspiration is maybe not needed but desired, like he kind of walks out into like this hangar, and
this is old president.
old president.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so old president's in the mix. We haven't told you about that yet.
Yeah.
But he
He's
is.
also
I've
looking
seen him in the
real
trailers.
rough. He's looking real
Old president's
rough.
looking kind of rough. So he walks out there, and then like people kind of start to like look around and notice him, and like he's kind of like having this conversation with his daughter, and then like it just kind of starts to build and build and build, and like like they're trying to turn it into like the speech from the first movie.
Oh yeah, the music starts subtly
just starts
coming
to-
in.
It was,
like you
it
feel,
was
oh.
bad. I laughed so hard.
It was
great.
It was bad.
It was bad.
We've
man.
got one person on board with this speech right now.
It was so good. It was
Okay.
fucking amazing.
Who was the-
no?
who was
it
the
was
general
it was
character?
amazing because it was obviously bad and just over the top and just that was everything that was great about
Okay,
it.
ready? If this speech was so amazing, can you remember a single line from it?
It doesn't matter.
No.
I'm not saying it was a good speech. I'm just saying it was great in the way they did it. Ironically, against the first one, they're just making a big thing of it.
Oh, the
This
like
movie
I just found myself
presentation.
laughing hysterically.
This movie is so serious. It takes itself very seriously, and the
Oh,
actors
I don't
just-
think it takes itself
there's not-
seriously at all.
There's not the actors aren't good enough, or they're just not taking it seriously, but trying to.
I don't think they're taking this movie seriously at all. I think it's very clear what they're going for.
I think-
it's clearly they're just trying to capitalize off the first one and just know that, hey, like we're going to make some spoofs and it's going to just be great. Just go with it.
Okay, I got a fun exercise for us. James couldn't remember any words from this speech. Can anybody here remember more than 6 words from the Gettysburg Address?
20 years ago.
Yeah, that's 6 words.
And wrong.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that was wrong. Don't say anything.
It was 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
So-
not 7
yeah.
words.
Okay, we tried.
So something. We're gonna fight. We're gonna do stuff. We're not gonna take any shit. And America, Independence Day. That was the speech.
Very inspirational. Thank you, James.
Was that the Gettysburg Address or the speech from the movie?
Oh damn! I feel
both.
like that's a good drinking game question maybe.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so anyway, they're stuck below this giant spaceship.
Don't worry about it. The giant spaceship is
Okay.
trying. Oh, so the giant spaceship. The reason there's a countdown clock, it's trying to basically drill and suck up our molten core, which is basically their fuel. So that's why they care. That's why they want it. Obviously, it blows up the planet. So fast forward a little bit, we get to the sphere. The doctor touches the sphere and activates it. Essentially,
the crazy doctor from
the crazy doctor with
And-
the long hair guy.
the drilling was their plan from the first movie as well, but we just
But they-
but we just didn't know about it in the
They
first movie.
Right.
retconned that in.
You-
for sure.
you-
That's what the
Yeah.
that's what the ship that was landing in Africa was doing. It was
Okay.
also drilling.
So if they can drill
Yeah.
and take out the core, and Jeff Goldblum says that'll just destroy the atmosphere and destroy all life, why do they need all those other ships going around blowing up New York in the first movie? Why didn't they just drill, get the
It's-
core, game over?
My like I was thinking a little bit about that. I
because they
think
didn't have any motivation in the first movie, and they retconned the shit out of it.
the way that I would explain it if I was pitching this particular movie, because I don't think that they thought about that in the first movie. Like the way I would explain it is that in order to like ensure like the safe removal of the core, they basically just wanted to go and destroy any possible threats on Earth, so that they wouldn't try and take out the big harvester ship.
And they
Like,
took out
that's
all the
kinda-
key targets, right? Like they
Right.
took out
There's
L.A., New York,
taking
DC,
out all the military
like-
bases and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. Like I think they're just kind of trying to control the situation so they can just get the core and get out of there.
Right, they're
Like-
trying to invade,
How does taking out New York help before taking out military bases?
Ooh, there's a shitload of
That's a
people
great
there.
question.
You distract people.
See, like, In my interpretation of the first movie, it seemed like they were most destruction on just like trying to eliminate the population as fast as possible, and so that's why they target all the big cities first.
Right.
That definitely seemed.
But that doesn't fit with what they're trying to go for
maybe they
in
were
this
just
movie.
they took the giant population as more of a threat than these puny little machines that can't hurt us at all.
I don't know. They seem to be pretty smart about how to defend themselves against technology.
Yeah, that's why they didn't worry about it,
Okay.
right? Because if you have shields, they can't touch you. What do you have to worry about?
It's a fair point.
So why are they even attacking anyway if they don't have anything?
Because
to
they
worry
need
about?
the core.
Yeah, but why don't they just pop one of those shields on that harvester ship and you're good to go?
That's a good question. I don't know the movie.
Good job. You got him to admit it didn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh boy.
I was the first one to admit to that.
So Max,
for you.
back to this fear thing.
Sure.
It's like some sort of, not human form, but like thousands of years more advanced than us. It like said at some point it shared some percent of DNA from our line or something.
It's basically Siri in a sphere.
So
Right.
no, you can't compare it
No,
to
it's
Siri.
it's like supposed to be the evolution of whatever, some kind of life form.
They're leading a resistance.
Right.
That's
Okay.
all they need.
Some kind of
and-
organic life form
yeah.
transferred their consciousness into
this
Technology.
thing.
technology,
Which is what
computers.
Siri's going to be in like 10 years.
Sure, right, yeah.
Uh-huh. Siri.
And so
really?
basically, anyways, these aliens invaded them. They sucked up their core, blew them all up, and only this one sphere has gotten away.
And they conveniently know how to defeat the aliens.
They do not.
They kind of
They kind of do.
They do, but not right at the moment.
So they apparently have a secret planet the aliens don't know about,
Ooh.
where they take refugees from other planets that these aliens have conquered to build the technology,
build
to
new
fight the
weapons
aliens.
and whatever.
Is that a euphemism for like they bring two
No,
organisms and they fuck?
It's not Noah's
They
Ark.
bring as many as they can back. So apparently the sphere originally showed up to try to rescue some humans
Right.
to
Like,
this
hey,
planet
let's get the hell
before
outta here.
the aliens showed up.
Okay.
But the humans blew the alien
Yeah,
up.
and then it's just like, but you shot me. So here's where we're at now.
I'm gonna be real.
idiots.
I'm okay with that. That's a cool plot point. That's solid.
Yeah. So that's kind of that whole bit with the sphere thing. That's why the sphere is important. That's why we're trying to protect it.
And-
so now the alien basically gets a signal or something gets activated when the sphere goes off. It goes, oh shit! Now I know where the sphere is. The sphere is the only thing that can kill me. I'm gonna go get that sphere. So now all attention is on the sphere.
Oh.
Now we're kind of getting to like the later third of the movie, basically.
Well, there was a part before that where, so they knew
We're
that.
going back again. Are you
No,
shit?
like,
Can we?
It's.
Well,
I think,
it does explain why.
I think it's important.
Okay, let's hit it.
The new fighter pilots aren't
Right.
there.
Exactly. So they analyze the giant ship and they find that they're like the Queen's ship is like on top, like right on top of it, and the Queen is inside of it. So it's like if we can get up there and kill that Queen, then this thing's just gonna go away and it's not gonna be a problem anymore. So they send like the best fighter pilots that
They
they
send
have.
everyone.
They send like pretty much everyone. Yeah.
Anyone that can fly is fucking up there.
To-
Well, like
Like
military
literally
flyers.
each other.
Yeah.
What?
You said the pilots were fucking up there.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I said fly. Totally said fly.
We'll roll back the
Oh,
tape.
God damn it, I'm
later.
definitely getting burned.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure we already hit the explicit mark on this episode anyways.
we have the explicit mark on all of our episodes.
Okay, that's the only way to be.
If you're on the podcast, we know what we got to do.
Okay. So all these pilots go and try and do this raid on this ship, and they have a bunch of their own ships, so it's not super effective. They kill most of them. There's like a handful of them, including 3 of our younger main characters, which are the president's daughter, Will Smith's son, and unknown white guy.
I think it's the
the
son of the
president
RV
is
guy.
not on
Daughter
the
does.
alien ship. She's with the president the whole time.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
She becomes
Shit.
she becomes a fighter pilot
The
later.
Chinese, pilot, right?
yeah.
The Chinese box office person.
So you got those 3 people.
Well, she's there for the Chinese box office.
Yeah, that's
Don't laugh.
absolutely
We get
a
it,
thing
Chris. We get it,
nowadays.
Chris.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so they fly in there, and basically like it's a trap. So like they're trying to blow up this queen, but it's a trap, and their planes get disabled, and then they send out some kind of an EMP that wipes out all the electronics on Earth or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the.
Well, all the
that's fine.
satellites get turned.
Every there's no electronics. Yeah.
No, they have electronics to Air 51. They just knocked out all the satellites.
Sure. Comms are out.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Moving on.
Moving on.
So
Back to Sphere.
now, like all of these young fighter pilots get stranded inside the giant alien ship because like their aircrafts all die and crash to the ground. Basically, they eject out of them, and this whole
That's not really clear.
that seems like that's probably what happened.
God, you were pouring the shit out of me.
So-
Jesus.
Basically, the ship is so big that it has its own like ecosystem. It's like biodome inside of like this big ship.
Okay.
So that's when I thought the movie was gonna.
I already told him. Don't look at me.
Chris, what are you doing? You're the host. This guy's just rambling on about God knows what.
So that's
Max
what-
is asleep over here.
No, I'm
Rob doesn't
listening.
know what the hell to say, and the host is unwilling to do anything.
Look, I let people talk when they want to talk.
James.
So that's what.
Max is doing some kind of hand gesture now. I don't know what that is.
It was a face-off.
Oh, back to
Oh,
face
man.
off.
Okay.
Are we back to the snoozabaloos over here?
Yep, we're back. We're
Take
back
it
to
away,
Snoozapalooza.
Captain Snooze Fest.
So much hate from that direction. Anyway, so they land there, and that's when I thought that the movie was going to turn to Predator, because they're basically wandering through like this jungle kind of situation with these insane aliens hunting them,
That's fucking crazy.
which is crazy.
Continue.
Yeah. That,
Are you kidding me? That's the whole point you wanted to make?
dude? Now they're stuck inside of the alien ship.
Yeah, we knew
That's the
that when
point.
you said that earlier. Hey, they're stuck on the ship. There's an ecosystem. Any questions?
James. You don't want to hear a retelling of your favorite movie of the year?
Come on,
Dude.
Come on.
Oh,
I mean,
it's definitely #1 movie of the year for sure.
It's #1 movie of the day, at least.
All right.
Right?
We'll see what I watch after this podcast.
I think for our Independence Day podcast, the #1 movie of the day is the original Independence Day.
I didn't see that today though.
The day's not over.
That's true.
I mean, if
got
you have the
that.
option, you should
All right.
obviously
They're in
watch
a
both.
jungle. It's weird.
Yeah,
You can ignore them for
Just
now.
moving
That's
on.
the end of the movie?
No.
the whole thing.
Credits.
The thing about being in the ship is that it's a total waste of time, and that's why we
Yeah.
don't know why Harrison's talking about so much. Because like, there's like 40 aliens chasing them, and then suddenly they're all gone, and then the humans are just moving through the ship like no problem.
But it's like they tried to do like the Force Awakens thing with like they have like a few younger new characters they're trying to bring in, but they still have like the people who are gonna bring in the box office numbers. Your Jeff Goldblums, your Bill Pullmans, right?
no one
what do you
brings
mean?
in
That's
the
what
box
they-
office
but-
like Bill Pullman.
Visitors.
That's what they did. I think the Crazy Doctor's the one that really pulls people in. Though.
$20 million a
but-
movie, Bill
but-
Pullman.
But the problem is they don't do any character development really on these characters.
They fly the
tr-
ships and they shoot some stuff.
They tried so much character development on Hunger Games pilot, and it was just so bad.
Yeah, for sure.
That's no good.
So,
Hunger Games
back to the
pilot.
Hunger
What about
Games.
the other pilot?
Well, at some point they cut to him
So-
and he just goes, "Great." It's like, all right, good. That's all you got to contribute to that scene.
So
Good job.
I need to do a callback. So were we saying the Hunger Games pilot was the guy who was the son of the
RV
crop
driver.
duster?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, they don't have the same last name on IMDb.
Shit.
Second of all, he says the only reason he survived is because his dad sent him to summer camp. But wasn't the son with the dad in Independence Day 1?
Yep.
Some other summer camp.
So I'm gonna go
No,
out.
I thought the.
I'm gonna go out here and say he has no relation to any
I
character
believe
in
you.
Independence Day 1.
I was throwing it out
yeah.
there, but I thought the kids were the ones that were at the summer camp. The like kids in the in the car or whatever that the crazy Jew runs into.
You mean Jeff Goldblum's father?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that the school bus is unrelated to the summer camp
No,
thing that happened
not-
20 years earlier.
Not the summer. No, not those kids. The other kid. The first
How you
summer
doing,
kid.
James?
This podcast is off the rails.
Oh my god.
Wait, question.
Shit.
What was better, that movie or this podcast?
We'll let the audience decide.
Well, with
Obvi.
Snooze Fest over here, I doubt it.
Snoozapalooza.
Sometimes you gotta get into the
Okay,
into
what's the
details.
interesting part of the movie?
Are you shitting me the whole thing?
The
What do you
interesting
think
part
we're
of the
talking about,
movie-
Max?
Okay,
Is-
Rob, hit me.
So back at the start, there was these African people fighting the aliens in the 10-year
Yup.
war. There's a character who's the African warlord, and he's just so great.
He's real badass.
So like, he just like He kills aliens with machetes in the movie.
Okay.
He like has no time for all the other characters' BS they're pulling. At one point, he just says very matter-of-factly, "Last night I had my most powerful vision." Just like
Also,
Stone
always
cold
kill him in the
serious.
back.
yeah.
That's a catchphrase.
And at some point, he gets buddy cop style paired up with this guy that looks like John Oliver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah, why did they spend any time on that character? It was
He's
completely irrelevant to the movie.
He's the comic relief.
Yeah, he's a cop.
Comic relief.
Yeah.
No.
Just
Yeah,
really
That's what he's
idiot that came
supposed
me.
to be. I don't think that they
Maybe it was
succeeded.
supposed to be. They did not succeed.
He sucked.
He was a comptroller that was evaluating the budget of Jeff Goldblum's alien defense program that got dragged along on the journey.
Okay.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is right.
How do
Nobody
they
knows.
kill the aliens?
So the aliens want to get the sphere. So Jeff Goldblum figures out if we put the sphere in our isolation chamber, we can make a fake radio signal that'll think it's the sphere. We move that out to the middle of nowhere filled with bombs, and then we just fly it into the mothership and blow it up.
So that actually is pivotal because somebody has to drive that thing out to the middle of the field, and guess who it's gonna be?
Is it Liam Hemsworth?
No. So remember the old president
Yeah.
who starts the movie. He's got like PTSD from like the mind meld with the alien. He's like walks with a cane. He's super weak. All of a sudden in the third act, he can walk fine. He shaves his beard. He's fully got his mental acuity, and he volunteers to fly the ship himself.
Does he have a background in flying ships?
He was a
Are
fighter
you
pilot
fucking
in the
kidding
first
me?
movie.
Remember when they needed that pilot?
Yeah.
And he gives that speech
Yep.
in the pilot's uniform.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he goes and flies a fucking like F-18.
It's been a while.
Jesus.
And so, for some reason, they don't think the guy who was like having sort of seizures from like the alien showing up doesn't need a co-pilot or anything. They'll just put him in the ship by himself.
be
It's
fair,
totally fine.
He's a terrible choice to hang all of humanity's hope on.
Yeah.
Like in this situation, like you would think there would be a multitude of people who would make that sacrifice in that room.
Yeah, and his daughter's
Like-
also a fighter pilot, and so she's like, "No, I'll do it." And so he just gets his Secret Service to trick her for like distract her for 30 seconds, and in that time he gets in the ship.
Just fucking
To
hops
be
on the ship.
fair,
Like, I'm doing it,
he
bitches.
he commandeered that ship.
No, he didn't.
So
Everyone else.
why is an older man who has mobility problems and I'm going to say some mental issues, and who has the Secret Service guarding him, can just go wherever he wants and sneaking away
Dude,
to all
I'm
different
not
things
telling
all
that
the
other
time?
president. I'm not telling that president not to do anything.
The Secret Service's job is to be like, no, it's not safe. You got to not do that right now.
No, but he's the hero of the War of
Also,
'96. Like,
James.
At some point in this movie, the president completely changes because everyone's killed.
Oh,
And
we need to talk about that.
yeah.
We
So
definitely
the
talk about
aliens
that.
basically, so like the president of the U.S., who's the Madam President, and there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
about maybe 5 other world leaders around the world that are still survived at this point. So all those guys are dead. Then the aliens just bust into this like they're in like Sahara Mountain or something. It's not Sahara, but it was something.
Cheyenne
with an S.
Mountain.
Cheyenne
So
Mountain.
I think there's actually a real.
I think it's a real
yeah,
bunker.
Cheyenne
right?
bunker
Mountain's
there.
a real.
So the president goes to Cheyenne Mountain with
And
all
they're on
her
like the war
advisors
bunker.
in the war bunker, and they just bust in the war bunker and kill everybody.
Okay.
with all the important people in it.
Yeah, literally anyone that has a rank to
So
like claim.
the army guy who's at charge of Area 51 just gets told, "Oh, by the way, you're going to be the president now."
Well, some
Oh,
dudes like
so
just
it's
bust in and
a
swear you
new
in.
Kiefer Sutherland.
this is the thing. They said the entire presidential chain of command has been destroyed, and I'm like, "Hey, Kiefer Sutherland told me that one of them should be somewhere else."
Yeah.
What happened to that?
They were
They
probably
fucked up.
killed in an unrelated situation.
You know when they got invaded by fucking aliens again?
Well, I mean, related, but not directly. Like
or the gravity
they weren't
ship,
in the
maybe that
room.
killed them. There's like any number of
How
things.
great would it have been
know.
if instead of making this random character president for kind of no reason, they just suddenly cut to another video feed and it's Kiefer Sutherland is now the president.
I mean, this is not a
in the
random
movie.
character. This is like one of the other like pretty big headliner.
But,
names
like,
to
He was in
cast.
the first movie, wasn't he?
No, this is not that guy.
He's playing.
You're
He's
thinking of
playing
other
similar
shit.
character, but not
There
the
were
same character.
there were a lot of characters that were very similar between the first movie and this movie.
I had a lot of
sure.
trouble
So, like-
remembering which characters were actually from the first movie and which ones were not.
Right.
Which is why I really regretted not watching the first one before this movie.
You should have.
Okay,
So, like,
go ahead.
it's
Yeah.
not clear to me how they knew, like, right then
She was next in line.
that guy was yeah, but like, one, like, I don't think that the line goes that far to like random military
it's probably
general.
at some point there's like an election or something, right?
Yeah, like, I'm
well,
not-
not really, because like the whole thing is like you're at war.
It would just
You
be
have
the
to, like, there's a
top-ranking
chain. Yeah.
military official.
You think military?
It's probably
Yeah.
at some point it goes to military.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
No, it has to.
Yeah.
It must.
so like, you think
Like,
that
who else
guy
is most qualified? Like at a time of war,
But
especially.
This,
Like,
I
it
don't think
wouldn't
we should
surprise me.
spend a lot of time going in on this, but this is why there's the one person who's not with everyone else, just not so you don't have this
Right.
question.
Yeah, but what happens when
there
that
was-
person dies too?
There's another guy. There's always
There was
another rank.
there was another great scene with the White House, by the way.
Oh, can I finish up on this general thing really quick?
Can't
So,
talk about that.
Basically, like at a moment's notice, they're like, "Well, everyone's dead. You're the president. Put your hand in this Bible." And like they knew like instantly what was happening,
There's
right?
I think there was
And
some
he
sort of
didn't-
protocol.
He didn't blink. He was like, "Oh yeah, here, let me put my hand up and do the thing." Jeff
Maybe
Goldblum
he
just kind
was-
of walks out like, "Yep, that's happening."
Maybe
Yeah.
he was a cabinet member that was just in Area 51.
No. He was a 5-star military dude of some nature. Also, here's the thing: you've already been invaded by aliens once. You're like, okay, we need to make it very clear when people die, who the hell becomes.
Yeah,
the next
well, that's
leader.
how they knew.
That's what I'm saying.
Immediately
That's where
the
20 years. Like
Bible.
we knew they were coming back. They said that multiple times in the movie.
They
had
have
a plan.
changed these succession laws.
Could have.
Okay,
Well, this is the one world government now, so
I also don't think that was a thing.
I don't think so either.
I think for whatever reason the U.S. is just taking.
what do you
point
mean?
on
They
this.
said it was a one world government.
No, they all said like we've put aside our petty differences, yada yada.
yeah,
We're all.
that
the
means
same,
they're
you know,
one
whatever.
world. They're United States of the globe now
Why the hell does it still say United States of America in the goddamn war bunker?
because that was made before.
And they're like,
the
we got
war.
Russia on
Because
the
they
line.
haven't
And like,
because they haven't updated the paint job.
you kidding me? It's been 20 years.
That comptroller rolled in. He's like, "What happened to the paint budget, Jeff Goldblum?"
Got cutting costs.
Yeah, exactly. They
Okay,
got to be
so-
using all that money to make the alien ships. You know, when they come back, they have not the alien ships, our ships to fight the alien
Yeah,
ships.
maybe,
Our-
just maybe we should have built a fucking shield. Maybe.
We did.
There was one
No,
shield.
well, sure. One. That was whatever.
So President Phil Pullman gets into the ship and
He's driving the
flies.
ship bomb.
What happens?
So we've been talking about the shields. I got to
Oh,
mention
yeah.
the shields. They're like, if they fly the ship in and just blow it up, it's going to cause like mass destruction.
Sure.
Because it's like super alien nukes. So Jeff Goldblum's like, no, we just have to take the shield guarding Area 51 and move it to where we're going to lure them, and then the shield will hold all the destruction in.
Oh.
And so that's what they do.
They were, I think, cold fusion.
They said
Warheads?
fusion,
Cold
I
fusion.
believe.
cold fusion bombs.
Nukes.
Sounds scary.
And so
I don't know that you can just automatically say nuke there. I feel like you're making a big assumption. I don't know how. Granted, I do
what
not
does
know how
it matter
cold
if it's
fusion
cold
works.
fusion? It doesn't mean anything.
Who
when it relates
knows?
to a bomb.
It sounds cool. I don't know.
It sure does.
So anyway,
So anyway,
so basically the plan totally works. They lure the alien out with the ship. Bill Pullman flies it in, and then like he gets inside and he goes, "On behalf of humanity, happy 4th of July." Click the button, blows up the ship. The shields hold the destruction in. But then the mother alien is not dead. The queen isn't dead because she has her own body shield.
Surprise,
you
motherfucker!
forgot the star of the movie.
What's the start of the movie?
Star of the movie, the cool Jew, Jeff Goldblum's dad.
I knew you were going to bring up the cool Jew, so I didn't have to say anything.
Basically, Jeff Goldblum's dad, for reasons we won't get into right now, is driving a school bus full of children
Whoa,
around
it's the best storyline in the whole movie.
around
gotta be shitting
around
me.
the salt flats.
okay.
And the salt flats is where they chose to have this confrontation with the alien ship and blow it up because it's really far away from stuff, right?
Sure.
And they're like, "Oh, hey, crazy guy!" All the kids are like, "Look, some squirrely guy is waving you down over here." And he's like, "Oh, let me drive the bus over there and go check out what's going on." Meanwhile, there's a crazy fucking queen alien chasing them down and just chaos
the
all around.
ship was chasing them at that point.
Sure, and then this alien busts out of it.
This is one of the best bad that are actually funny parts of the movie. Is one of the kids like So Jeff Goldblum's dad's driving the bus across nowhere, and one of the kids goes, "Hey, I see some tall, dangly guy over there." And the dad goes, "Wait, must be my son," without looking.
And then it's just
if it's a tall, dangly guy, it must be Jeff
To
Goldblum.
be fair, he was going there to find his son.
It's true.
How did
not
he-
in the middle of the salt flats.
He was
How did
trying
he
to
know
get
that
there
he
to
was
his
okay
line.
line.
like he just happened to run into him in the middle of salt flats.
I think he was driving
No,
Area
he was
51.
he was trying to
He's
get
like,
Area
I know
51.
where
knows
Just
Area
on the
51
way.
is where like his whole operation is, and he's like, if there's some alien thing going down, he's gonna go to Area 51.
He knows all about Area 50.
Well, he wants to be by his son because it saved him the first.
There's a great joke where Jeff Goldblum's dad has written a book titled "How I Saved the World."
Oh my god.
He
And
sells
then
it for
so
$9.95.
When he runs in these like kids he's just hanging out with, they're like, "Did you really save the world?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I did." That was funny.
How I Saved the World if I did it.
Do you think they should actually release
Can't talk
that
about
book?
that.
Nope.
I think it'd be kind of a funny like gag gift.
I'm in.
All right.
How many pages are we looking at? Because that looked like a thick book in the movie.
Yeah.
That
you know.
was some big font. Big font.
Big fun, yeah.
One letter per page.
I didn't say it had to be in the book. I just said, should somebody make that book? And I think the answer is clearly yes.
I think you should.
Just make a book cover of that
Right,
book with
that's
a
all
different
it
book
is.
in it.
It's a book in a book.
Just Harry Potter. Like.
Yeah, Harry Potter. And then
So the
make
end
a
of the
book
movie
jacket.
Yeah.
is, remember the people that were trapped in the mothership? They commandeer some alien fighter planes, fly to Area 51, and shoot up the Queen.
That's it.
It takes
That's
like
pretty much
it takes like 15 minutes, but yeah, essentially, if you boil it down to a sentence.
Okay.
Well, we also have the president's daughter, like, isn't a fighter pilot at the time and shooting the queen too.
Yeah, not doing a whole lot of value add, honestly.
She's the one that dropped the shield.
Which is still confusing how you dropped the shield.
Did they like go
Yeah.
to this secret Sphero world?
No, they did not go to the Secret Sphero world. But
Oh
after,
my god.
after the very last part of the movie is they've killed the Queen, and the Sphero says no one's ever killed a Queen. So the Sphere tells the humans, "You're the greatest race. You need to lead our fight against the aliens." And they're like, "It's time to bring the fight to them. We now have interstellar travel." Fade to black. And that's the setup for Independence Day
Hashtag
3.
Independence Day 3.
Independence
ID
Day
43.
will return.
Independence
insane.
Day, interstellar travel.
Oh.
I thought it was intergalactic travel.
What do you think
Whatever.
the Fast Crew is doing at this whole time?
Is The Rock going to be in Independence Day 3?
Well, that's where I'm going with it. Is like, what has that crew been up to? Maybe you merge the worlds.
Well, I don't think you can merge the worlds.
No, are you
the
merging?
cars
no.
must be super different, right?
Are
Like,
you-
if
are you
there's a fast
merging?
world where it's 2016, but we got alien like hyperdrives, those cars must be insane.
I mean, if they can do a 21 Jump Street / MIB crossover, they can definitely do these two.
They can because it's an alternate reality
Wait,
that diverged before the first Fast and Furious movie.
I have a couple points. First point is combining the Fast and Furious with this franchise is already the new Star Trek movie.
That's fair. That's
Directed by Justin
Lin.
Secondly, you don't want to combine this world with the Fast and Furious world. You want to combine this world with the Armageddon
Oh,
world.
clearly.
So that when you
yeah.
have the people to go out, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Armageddon crew.
Oh yeah. When we need to go drill their fucking
We need the
planet,
best drillers
that's
in
when
the
you bring in
world.
the Armageddon crew.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We need to learn everything we know about drilling. We know who to call.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
But Bruce
you
Willis
can't call him
died
anymore.
in Armageddon.
It's true. What's AJ?
They're going to
AJ.
explain how he's not really dead, just like they did.
No, they got to do Will Smith.
It's,
Same thing
it's
they
going to
do
be
with Will
Ben
Smith in this
Affleck
movie.
as AJ. AJ's going to save the world.
It's going to be great when they get Will Smith for Independence Day 3 and they're just like, "Well, turns out he didn't die in that test flight. Now he's back."
What about this idea? Fresh idea. Armageddon 2 starring Will Smith
And The Rock.
and The Rock. Because obviously.
Does The Rock play the asteroid?
Yep.
Just his head CG'd onto a
So-
rock.
Show me
Will Smith.
what you got.
Did Will Smith make the right decision to pass on this movie?
Haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, so
So it's totally dependent on how good Suicide Squad is.
How are the box office numbers looking for this thing?
not good.
The North America box office numbers are, let's say, soft.
Subpar.
Little subpar.
Okay.
But I don't know what the China box office numbers are, and I think that's really
they're
what
still
they're
seeing
going for.
Warcraft, so probably not good.
Is it will China's censors be okay with like displaying independence?
Well, they made a Chinese character pretty central, and they have like big Chinese flags at various points. That was what
is true.
Chris was
Okay.
alluding to
Okay.
earlier.
Yeah, they apparently it's 143 worldwide.
That's
Okay.
not great.
What was
overall.
the budget? The budget must have been like
41 million? Or is
It's like-
that what it took in? I'm just looking
It's
at
like
it.
No,
40
that's
it's
the US
definitely-
box office.
That movie
Okay.
definitely cost more than $41 million to make.
Ooh, this
That
thing
was the
is
US
looking at a
box
solid
office.
32% on Rotten Tomatoes.
$165 million budget.
It has not made back its money yet.
I'm surprised it's not higher. Actually, I mean, like,
You know,
like
here's
I
the
guess
thing.
there were like a bunch of nobodies in the movie, so they didn't have to pay the actors that much. But like,
The CG was pretty terrible at points too.
I also felt like when we were talking about the president's speech earlier, I really felt like he and Jeff Goldblum were in a room by themselves, surrounded by green screens, and the rest of the people in that hangar weren't there.
Oh, totally. There's no way.
And
The
this-
CG for that and some of the like shooting ships were just terrible.
I wish-
and the sound was awful.
I wish we hadn't seen it in 3D. Like we went to the IMAX. IMAX is in 3D. The 3D was not good.
Yeah, that
3D
might have
added
been the
nothing to
whole
this
reason
movie.
why I think the CG was terrible, because the 3D just might have been
That's
terrible.
the thing. I wonder what it looked like without 3D.
Harrison, how do you feel about this 3D situation?
I thought it was fine. It didn't bother me.
I thought it was great
I thought
in
it
3D.
was
I
okay.
thought it was just fine. And I actually usually hate 3D movies, but I thought this
The-
one was actually fine.
The only downside is like I think I was sitting like one row too close, because like I couldn't see like the very edges of the screen because of because of the sides of my
Well,
glasses.
those IMAX glasses were
So-
not the best.
Side note, James and Harrison sat close to the front, and Chris and I sat further back because we knew at that IMAX you got to sit further back.
But it did look amazing being that close to the screen, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
well,
looked-
You
were-
just
you were
said
in
you were
that
too
3D shit.
close to the screen.
So I couldn't see the edges, but like everything else was great.
So the back of the theater is more in the middle of the screen, but you're kind of further away. You can see the whole screen at once without moving your head. Whereas like the closer you go to the front, the further down the bottom you are, the further you're like looking up. And
We're just getting excruciating details.
I was just
of
saying
IMAX theater.
that the Pacific Science Center, you want to sit towards the back.
Moving on.
That was Chris's. No, I think that was Chris's pro
That was
tip,
good.
Pro tip of the
for
day.
the Boeing IMAX at Pacific Science Center. I disagree. I sat a little bit closer and thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm not saying you can't enjoy it at any seat. I'm just saying
I
the
feel
other
like I
seats are
chose the optimal seat, as you did not.
better. Okay.
Wow.
What else do you
Moving
have to
on.
say about this movie?
What else do you have to
What
say
other
about this
questions do
movie?
you have, Max?
Why should I watch this instead of Pacific Rim?
Are you kidding
I haven't
me?
seen
How is that
Pacific
even an
Rim.
option?
Has any of us seen this?
I've seen it. If it's Independence Day, and you've already seen Independence Day 1, then maybe you should just rewatch that.
I thought you were on
So,
team.
so you can opt out now.
You know, if you get a little high, you get drunk, you pop this on. It's a fun bad movie.
Okay.
Whereas like the first movies, I think is just a fun movie. This one is fun bad. You have to like go in wanting to make fun of it while you're watching it.
Okay.
Good to go.
And it is absolutely made for fans of the first one. Like, there's a lot of like fan service, like bringing all that stuff back in. Like, so if you care about the first movie and you like it, and like maybe rewatch that one before you see this one, like I think it pays off.
Who was the worst character in the movie?
Who wasn't the
worst
worst
character?
character in the movie?
Well, we're gonna get to who was the best character in the movie.
I don't know. That psychiatrist.
That's
Oh,
a good answer. That
that's-
we didn't talk about the psychiatrist. I think we should leave
That's
it
fair.
that way.
She
Yeah.
was superfluous to the plot of the movie completely.
I was
Jeff
gonna s-
Goldblum's love interest? Come on.
What happened to Jeff Goldblum's love interest from Independence Day 1, which they
You
didn't
never
explain?
bring back the females. Come on.
They brought back Will Smith's love
Whoa.
interest.
Yeah, but she died. So
Immediately,
Wow,
in
spoilers.
an unceremonious, like she basically just fell off of a helicopter and it was game.
Oh
Like,
no!
Yeah.
Well,
No.
it was key character point for Will Smith's son, or
Slash her son.
It was supposed to be, but I don't think it really worked.
Well,
He
I
just
don't
was
think
kind of
that
crying
actor
when he
was,
gave
though.
the orders because he was commanding the fleet.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was
though.
about.
He
the
seemed
reason
pretty
for
okay
that.
after that scene.
Yeah, he was fine.
Well, that was when the token white guy gave him that like little speech about we need you now, don't quit.
Who was the
get
token
him.
white guy?
Crop duster's son.
Crop duster's son.
How did he not fly playing
So
this movie?
Jake from the Hunger Games.
Who?
Yeah.
The
The
crop
crop duster.
duster? Yeah.
He
He
died.
just ended up driving that
He's dead.
bus.
So
because he flew into the ship to win the last war.
Where was his son though? With the black hair kid from the first one?
Oh yeah, good one. I don't know.
So my vote for his character is top billing Hunger Games Jake. I just thought he was terrible.
Yeah,
I don't
And
think
they
he
kept
was-
trying to do all this quote unquote character development for him, and it was just so bad. And I was really hoping when they went inside the alien ship, they were actually going to do a surprise and kill him off halfway through. And I was like, oh, if they do that, I'm going to give this movie some respect.
Well,
and then they did.
do you think he was worse than Will Smith's new son?
He was also bad.
Yes, because he got more screen time.
I don't think he was terrible, but he wasn't good.
Did they ask Jaden Smith to play Will Smith's son?
You know, if they gave that role
as
to
established,
Jaden, then Will Smith would have been in the movie.
is established. It doesn't need to look like Will Smith's because it's not Will Smith's son. Even in the movie, it's
Oh,
not.
that's
his
a
son,
good
right?
point.
Like, it's
That is a good
still not
point.
his son.
We're not talking about. We're just talking about would the movie have been better?
I still think that's a good point. Good
Yeah,
call.
probably
Okay,
not, probably
James,
not.
who's your best character in the movie?
Oh, best shit. I was still thinking about baddie characters because there was tons of those.
Well, you can toss out a bad one too if you want.
I mean, both the pilots were shitty. The psychiatrist was irrelevant. This is no good. You know, I will say Jeff Goldblum was pretty entertaining throughout this movie, so he might be top.
Goldblum always delivers.
Cool Jew, Goldblum's dad, best character for sure.
I'm definitely voting for the African warlord as best character.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
honorary.
He's real
runner-up
good.
there.
Too good.
The one problem I had with Goldblum was and it wasn't really him, it was the way it was writing, was he's always right. And there were all these scenes where they're like, should we do this or this? And he's like, I don't know if this is the right decision. And so if they make the other decision, you just know immediately, oh, that was wrong. There's no suspense.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Man, that whole bullshit about the eye thing that they kept, the sphere with the circle slash through it.
Do we have to get into that and explain that now? I was hoping
Hell
we were
no.
going to
That's just for people that seen the movie. That's so annoying. It goes so long. It was so dumb. And everyone was seeing the flash. I was just I couldn't.
Yeah, that really
Just
didn't ever go
fucking
anywhere.
It was
It's
the,
just
it was the
it's
other
just-
alien. It was
Right, but
oh.
I mean, that was all it was. It wasn't.
Why were these
anything-
people that all had inner contact with the other alien seeing flashes of this other alien?
Because
I
they're
don't
looking
understand.
for him. Maybe I
Right.
don't know.
This
Those
doesn't make
aliens
any
are looking
sense.
for it.
Because the sphere knows how the aliens communicate and is trying to use the same channel.
Oh,
There's no context in the
I don't
movie
think
for
that's.
that.
I don't think that's what's happening. But I mean, I did think that.
That
was
is not in
the
my
point. It's
top
not.
100 things that don't make sense about this movie. Is that the sphere could also talk to those people.
Oh, can we go to the end of the movie
No.
while the ship now departs the planet?
yeah. They explained that earlier in the movie.
They said they had a token line that's what's going to happen when the queen dies? Well, this ship will leave the planet. And you're like, oh,
yeah, it's like
okay.
no, yeah. There's hey, when the queen dies, there's no one to control this stuff. So the ship just leaves the planet and goes back with the other queens, and then somebody else will come deal with it.
But then and then the dude's like, "Hey, has anybody ever killed a queen?" And then the sphere just goes, "No one's ever killed the queen."
Yeah.
So how would you know what would happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's,
So
it's
that's
all,
a
it's all
good point.
theoretical, I guess.
It doesn't really make sense that it would leave either. I feel like it would just stay like the other
Why
ships.
did all the little single man fighter pilot ships just suddenly crash to the ground, but the other ship just gets up and leaves?
yeah,
that one they have a good
Makes
backup system for because that's expensive.
Why
There are also
didn't-
people driving all those other ships too.
Exactly.
Like-
Also, why didn't the original African ship from 20 years ago get up and leave? Why did it just stay there?
That ship is cheap. This new ship is expensive. It takes
But-
a lot of metal to make the ship that's 3,000
but when
miles
Jeff
wide.
Goldblum and Will Smith blew up the mothership, the single man fighter pilots kept fighting last time.
Because they're different movies.
But it's
Really?
the same universe.
Oh my god.
You retcon what do you want to retcon? You can't retcon the other thing. I don't know.
Ah, thanks. That explained it.
My
Yeah.
answer is it's probably some hive mind rules that we just don't understand.
Because there was still another queen that was fighting, there's Africans, remember? The
don't
African
think there's a
warlords were
queen.
fighting a queen because that's the only way that the aliens can move. They don't have a queen. They don't move. So,
yeah, I also don't.
I mean,
so they were controlling more.
so I'm
more of
pretty
the
sure
ships.
I'm pretty sure that they can't use the ships But the aliens can still fight people, right?
They were still in those
But he
prison
said that
cells.
the ships were still functional. I don't remember that in the first movie.
All right, Max, what's your final thought on this movie?
I got two thoughts. A, was there a post-credits scene?
We didn't stay.
We had to get the hell out of there.
B, would this movie be better if everybody was naked?
I'm gonna say no.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe. It's at least on, it's at least on the fence.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to.
I don't know that I'd want to see it, but like, I don't know. It'd be comical if there was a scene where everyone was like, "Well, that's odd," and if they just totally didn't explain it, it'd be kind
There
of
was
funny.
just one scene in the
What
movie.
other
one
movies
random
has
scene.
Roland Emmerich made? He made
2012.
Independence Day, 2012, Day After Tomorrow.
White House Down, underrated movie.
Is that it?
I can get it to
Independence
IMDb
Day.
if you want to keep.
He's really got a big pattern here for kind of
Oh,
movies
totally.
he does. Huh?
So I was trying to come up with a unified theory of what makes a good Roland Emmerich movie, and I'm like, oh, actually, the only good one is Independence Day 1.
Yep.
All his movies are entertaining.
It's all spectacle, right? Like,
I mean, there's definitely some that are better than others, and I think that 2012 is probably on the bottom of that list. I forget what that actor's name is, but he was not good.
was that John Cusack in that one?
No.
In 2012,
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of John Cusack though, but he was in that movie.
Oh, okay.
he was in that movie.
All right. So,
Do you want some other Roland Emmerich movies or no?
Sure.
So
Big
we got, we've got 10,000 BC.
Didn't
Oh
see it.
boy.
We've got The Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Oh, really?
I mean,
I
that
don't
was,
know.
that was a pretty good movie.
that does not fit the pattern. That's surprising.
We've
it's
got
out of the.
Godzilla 1998.
Yeah.
that does
check.
fit the.
Wait,
oh
was
my
the
God.
movie called Godzilla 1998, or was
Yes.
that the year that particular
I
movie
thought
was
Godzilla
released?
there was a 2000.
There was also a Godzilla 2000.
I
No,
think
no,
this
no.
might be the same one.
No. There's a movie actually called Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, I know. It's
And-
insane.
Right, is this the original Godzilla? Not the original, but like.
The one
Oh
when
my
the
God,
Godzilla when you
James.
grew up as a kid. It came
Oh
out,
yeah, that one's pretty
one.
good.
The one
So-
that ends with the dinosaur eggs in Madison Square Garden?
The
Oh
Math-
yeah,
Yeah.
the Matthew Broderick one.
Matthew Broderick.
Okay. Okay.
Then we've got Stargate.
Really?
And-
they're rebooting that with Roland Emmerich on board.
The rebooting it with the same director.
Yes.
And I think the first one that's like big enough to be known is Universal Soldier.
Unfamiliar with it.
It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
A lot of those movies,
What?
those early movies are pretty good. I like Universal Soldier.
dude, The Patriot is definitely way more well known than whatever you just last named.
that was his first movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Stargate the movie was
No one's heard of
pretty campy but fun.
I like Stargate. Yeah.
So I have an Independence Day 2 question.
Yeah.
So, the guy that was like running Area 51 before the dude came back from the coma? Like, I think he's played by that guy from Homeland. I don't know if that's right or not.
Oh, the old guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Saul?
Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't understand why, like, those guys seem like they're best friends, because I don't even remember that character from the first
I thought
movie.
he was in the first movie.
I don't think he was. Like, I didn't recognize him from the first movie, so
I thought
I'm not really sure.
There was like an assistant from the first movie, but I don't really remember.
Yeah, like it seemed like they were best buds, but like when he went into a coma, that dude was nowhere to be found. So I have no idea what's going on with that.
Were they in a relationship? Was that what it was?
I was maybe.
I mean,
Okay, so it's not Saul from Homeland, but he was in Independence Day 1.
Oh, really? Who do you play in Independence Day 1?
He played
His
Dr. Isaacs.
The same character. Yeah, I have no idea.
I do not remember Dr. Isaacs from Independence Day 1.
we should watch Independence Day 1 and then podcast.
What would be a better name for Independence Day Resurgence, which is a terrible title?
ID 42.
ID 42, yes.
ID 420?
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Independence Day War of 1812?
I think we had it earlier with Memorial
It was
Day.
actually insane because like this insane like alien war that the people of Earth had with aliens, they just call it like the War of '96. They don't call it like the insane fucking alien war.
It's not Alien
like,
War.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought they said like the Great War of '96 or something.
Yeah, like
The Great War though.
I feel like people kept on saying like the War of '96.
Yeah, there was one informational thing that said Great War, and everyone just kept calling
It's
it
just
the
a
War of
weird
96.
like. You think you would include
you
the
would
word
just call it
alien?
Hey, you remember that last alien invasion we had?
It would just be
We
called
only
the
had
war.
one of those, and it was a real doozy, right?
It's like after World War One, that was the war. Whereas
Right.
like after the alien invasion, that was the war. You don't have to really.
yeah. Hey, remember the time when
Clarify what
fucking
year it
aliens?
was.
When you refer to the war, people know what it is.
I'd actually probably reset the years at that point. That would just be year one.
Why didn't they call it the Independence Day War?
The
War
war
of
for
Independence.
Earth's independence.
War of Independence was taken.
War for
But I mean,
Yeah, but
what
not
is-
for the one world government.
Yeah, you say in War of Independence was taken, but World War was already taken too. That didn't stop them.
I guess that's a fair point.
I think you could just overtake that other one. No one cares about that one after the alien invasion. You like literally you reset the timeline to be year one.
So like throw all this other shit out the window. It's like we were just
post alien technology.
right,
Sure,
right. It's definitely post alien encounter.
Yeah, for sure.
AI.
Just want to get real deep here. In the Star Wars universe, stuff is measured before or after the Battle of Yavin, the BBY.
Oh,
There you go.
that's
Were
not
those-
when they first made contact, though, is it?
No, I think it's like sort of the founding of the Empire.
Because
Not-
that was they made a movie about First Contact.
No, this is not Star Trek. This is Star Wars.
Oh, I thought I heard.
I
Star
thought you
Trek.
said Star Trek.
I may have said Star Trek.
I'm
You
pretty
totally
sure you
did,
said
and then you
Star
started
Trek.
talking about some other shit.
My bad.
I didn't know any of that about Star Wars, though.
I bet that's not movie canon.
It's absolutely canon.
It's in a movie.
Movies?
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
okay, guys.
Yeah.
Any
it-
last words
Like,
for
is it
this
still
movie?
in after they threw everything out?
Yes.
Okay.
Any last words for the movie, James?
What's the next movie that's coming out?
Independence
VFG.
Day Intergalactic Travel.
ID3.
ID
4-3.
Yeah,
Memorial
ID
Day.
43. Memorial Day.
Memorial
The
Day.
new movie. Memorial
Independence
Day.
Day. Memorial Day. That's
Yeah,
it.
there you
That's the
go.
next one.
I'm ready for Memorial Day to come.
Rob, you got last words for this movie?
I think I've said what I have to say about this movie.
Harrison.
Yeah, I'm done here.
Get a little inebriated, go see it. That's my last words for the movie. Anyone got any plugs? James,
Nothing.
Rob,
I'm on Twitter at RobCats.
Max,
Nope.
Harrison.
I'm on Twitter at Harrison Hoffman.
You can follow me on Twitter at the Click Chris Lorenz, and you could follow us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can email us questions at whoputthison@gmail.com. Adios.
Adios.